after I got out of high school, got out 17 years old, and I tried to, well, I actually tried to go to work at the police department first, and they didn't have any job openings, even with my uncle being the mayor at that time. So I didn't know what I was going to do, and my dad wanted me to go to college, and my dad only had a 6th grade education, and he really thought it was important to go to college. And so we talked it over, and at the time, if you would enlist in the service, in the Army, you could pick out what you wanted to be. You could be, just a foot soldier, you could be an engineer, you could be a cook or whatever. And I wanted to, at that time I was interested in engineering. So I picked out engineering, signed up in the Army, and went and spent almost, well, not quite 3 years of my life in the service. Because I got out when I was still 20 when I got out. And during the time I was in the service, University of Maryland had a tie-in with Army that you could get college credits if you would study. It was like a correspondent. And I did that. Didn't have anything else to do when you're over there.
Where were you?
Oh, I was stationed in Germany, and we were, I don't know, we had, at that time there was a term they used, pentomic warfare, and they had in Berlin, we had the Berlin Wall, they had the gates between East and West Berlin, and we served duty sometimes on the gate, and sometimes on a Jeep where you patrolled a highway that went along there, and we were, I guess we were just being nice, but I couldn't shoot nobody or do anything like that. But they wanted you to capture the people that came from east to the west.
Okay,
And,
but you didn't. Did you see people escaping?
I saw people escape, yeah.
Okay, but you just didn't do
But
anything.
we didn't let them through the gates, so they came. They had to have passes, and they could go, and they have a limit on the pass. Like it could be like 8 hours in West Berlin, and then they had to go back to the east and check out. And the duty wasn't bad. We slept in barracks.
So no engineering then.
No, I thought it was very interesting because the German people, some of them still didn't like the Americans because of the war and everything, And I actually, I hate to tell it, but I've actually been spit at by people over there.
Were they East Germans?
Oh, I don't know if they were East or West. It's just German. We'd go out, go to a restaurant to eat or something, and there'd be some German didn't like it, and they'd leave or something, be going, and there'd be maybe 4 or 5 Americans that spit at you and say things I didn't know what it was in German.
Okay.
But, that was, most of them were nice, most of the Germans.